Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to today's video. Today I'm super excited. We have a very fun recipe that I'm going to share with you. Subscribe to the channel right now if you're interested in more real life, everyday recipes, just made a little bit healthier for you so you can continue to eat all of the regular foods that you love to eat and are already eating, but maintain a healthier you, a happier you, a more realistic way to be healthy, lose weight, reach your goals, gain weight, whatever your goals are. If that's what you're into, that's what we do here, so subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, like this video if you like 7-layer dip, because that's what we're working with today. So today I've made 7-layer dip, which most of us are probably familiar with. Refried beans, sour cream, guac, cheese, olives, tomatoes, and green onions. Did I say that? Yeah, so that is traditional 7-layer dip. I've switched things up a little bit to make it a little bit more macro friendly and added ground turkey, and I've actually taken out the sour cream. So the sour cream is gonna be really heavy on calories, really heavy on fat. The ground turkey is gonna bring in more protein and less calories, still giving you 7 layers and a lot of volume. It's a very hearty dip still. Using ground turkey instead of sour cream is going to change the way you have to store and maybe serve the 7-layer dip, but to be able to eat 7-layer dip while dieting or while just trying to live a healthier lifestyle, I feel like that's a pretty fair adjustment to have to make. I did use some pretty lean ground turkey, so it's actually 99.1, and I don't typically use a ground turkey that lean because it comes out really, really dry. I would normally go for probably 93.7, which honestly still is a little bit dry, but it has a little bit more moisture to it. I figured, however, with this recipe, I could get away with using a 99.1 because I'd be getting rid of even more fat just from not having that extra 6% of fat in the ground turkey. And my thought process was that it would kind of re-moisturize by having the refried beans and the guacamole as a sandwich, as like the bread of the sandwich around it, if that makes sense. So hopefully that works out. In terms of chips, because that's also going to make this a little bit less macro friendly, I'm gonna make my own chips, and I do that with just using like really macro friendly or the best macro tortillas I can find, and I actually have a video of that, so I'll go ahead and link that so you can make your own chips, make your own 7-layer dip, just replacing the sour cream with ground turkey. Fall and football are right around the corner, so being able to take the food that you're already eating and just turn them into a little bit healthier of options is really going to save you, so that you don't have to feel like you have to diet during the week just to live a little on the weekend, and so you don't feel like you have to completely change everything about your life or no longer partake in football Sunday or whatever, like having friends over, going to friend's house, going to mom and dad's house, whatever. So you don't have to feel like you can't do that anymore just because you want to live a little bit healthier, lose a little bit of weight, or whatever. Is this the healthiest recipe on the planet? No, definitely not. If you were looking for the healthiest recipe, first I would ask that you really think about what healthy means, because I'm not convinced, and I really hope that you're not either, that healthy eating means you have to completely abstain from food groups or food types. So I eat all kinds of foods in my diet: carbs, fat, protein, processed, not processed. I used organic guac in today's recipe, but that was only because it was the exact same price as the non-organic. Otherwise, I don't normally reach for organic. It's just more expensive, and that's not realistic for my lifestyle. So rethink what healthy really means, because I find that the healthiest way for me to live is just through balance. And so it's through taking traditional recipes, taking the foods that I'm already eating, and just tweaking them a little bit so things can be a little bit better. Because a little bit adds up, and if I do a little bit better at every single meal with every single food, whatever, what have you, then ultimately I'm gonna get a big change, a big reward at the end. It doesn't have to be crazy. Like, the only thing I changed in here was using ground turkey instead of sour cream. I did use, actually now that I think about it, I did use reduced fat cheese, and the recipe calls for 2 cups. I would argue you don't need 2 cups. I would still go for the reduced fat. You cannot tell the difference in reduced fat shredded cheese. Probably not even in reduced fat real cheese. I mean, I'm not a cheese connoisseur, so there is that. But finding the ways that you can make simple exchanges so that you can enjoy the same life with the same basic foods, right? Reduced fat cheese or full fat cheese is still cheese. is really gonna be the key for you to find balance. Finding balance and being able to just tweak your own life in your own ways that still work for you in your life, because all of your circumstances are specific to you. So I can't tell you what you can do. You have to look at your own life and see what kind of changes you can make that aren't gonna require a total like perspective shift or a whole 180 that you now only eat organic, don't eat any carbs, no processed food whatsoever. Like that's a lot to take on at once. So finding those ways that you can make your life continue to work for you moving forward and thought-free is really going to be key to living a healthy life. This isn't the healthiest recipe there is. It's not going to be the lowest on carbs. Adding chips into the mix isn't going to help things, but the changes that we've made will help a little bit. And again, like we said before, a little bit does add up over time. Okay, so this is I don't know what size pan this is, to be honest. It's like the largest pan I have. It's a lasagna pan, I would say. It did feel like it was a little bit big when I was making it. I would encourage you to just like, with the guacamole especially, feel like you're painting it on over the ground turkey because it will even out, and I want it to be as evenly distributed as possible so that I can assume the macros on it. So with this like lasagna size pan, I'll show you again. So pretty big, that's the side. Okay, I'm assuming there's at least 12 servings. I feel like that's pretty generous to say that this is 12 servings. So for 12 servings, you're gonna be at 191 calories per serving, 23 grams of protein, that's insane for a dip, 8 grams of carbs, really nice since you're gonna still be having chips, and even if you're making your own with tortilla chips, there's gonna be plenty of carbs in there, and 7 grams of fat. Those are pretty good macros. I would take that any day. Even if you wanted to make this into 6 servings, because when it comes to chips and dip, like I'll admit too, like I'm gonna just keep going. I wanna eat more. Those are still really good macros. Even if you wanted this to be just 6 servings, which would be pretty large serving sizes, but let's just say if you wanted to eat 2 servings, even we could put it that way, less than 400 calories for a 7-layer dip. And with 2 servings especially, you'd be at over 40 grams of protein. Like that's a lot of protein in a dip. So now we're kind of creating a meal. Then it's not just like wasted calories. You're actually sort of getting something out of this by there being 20 grams of protein plus in each serving if you were doing 12 servings. And again, 12 servings out of this guy, I feel like is plenty. That's a lot. And then just being sensible about the chips if you're not making them yourself, or making them yourself and just being aware with what those macros are. So give this recipe a try on your next football Sunday, give it a try on your next Taco Tuesday. Let me know in the comments if you do try it out, let me know how it goes. I hope you guys liked this video. Subscribe for more everyday recipes made a little bit healthier for you, made a little bit more macro friendly, and I will see you guys next time.